That is a really.
Let us just be honest. The government is not ready to put in place. It is not ready to put in place electrical roads. It is not. So, if it cannot fix the roads and the
potholes,
the pothole roads, one, it cannot fix the water, the drainage. Who tells you it will now sit down and build an electrical road that can be opened when ships are going to the harbor?
Again, the government, one of the most ignorant sector in the government, because the government always ignores a lot of things when they were supposed to be, when change is supposed to be there. They ignore it unless you push them to the rim, because that's not their priority, to be honest. For example, if you can remember the story of finance bill, if the Gen Zs are on the push to the limit, nothing would have happened. If finance bill ingepitwa, kumbuka when people were fighting hapa in the parliament, the MPs walikuwa naipass for parliament, and it was passed. So if you don't push the government, me I say government is so ignorant, to be honest.
I feel we can just build another bridge. Yeah, for cars.
It is easy to say we can just build another bridge. Like I say, it is easy to open this bottle and drink water.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Building bridge.
It's like saying, do you know this bridge that leads to the mainland now? The bridge that leads to the mainland.
Yeah.
Let us just be honest. Before that bridge was built, trouble moving from the island to the mainland was very hard, because they had to use the same ferry that they're now using on this other side was the one being used on this other side.
True, actually, that's true, really true.
But this bridge took time. It took time building. So you cannot put ferry on a standstill. Now we are building a bridge, ferries needs to stop moving. Life needs to continue.
Thank you so much for another episode from Mwambao Broadcast. Asante sana for joining this episode. I'm your host, Cyrus. How beautiful it is.
Nicole.
And my name is Brian. Welcome back to the new episode of Mwambao Broadcasters.
Yeah. And before to answer, we are really sorry. Tunajua this week was the week of having our beautiful and handsome guests around. Lakini, of course, umetokea kidogo. Tumejaribu kwa reach out, but they are not still responding. But we'll get you people. So my people, mkoaje? Before niambie what nilipitia huko social media, and I want to get your views about it. Mkoaje lakini?
Siwezi complain.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
You good? Nashukuru Brian.
Naona so good.
Alhamdulillah. Mungu
anasaidia, Mungu anazisha kila siku, ni watu kwa wingi, sikula kwa kidogo tu.
Si ndio? Nakushukuru pia kwa wingi.
Nashukuru tu na kutoa fungu la 10 kama ni Mkristo.
Thank you so much for that. Actually it has been a good week. Hope wewe unatuangalia hapo, unatutazama. I hope you're having a good week, a smooth one and a joyous one. So recently, before series, saa hii nilipitia jana na leo, kuna an influencer in Mombasa. Alikuwa na discussion. Alikuwa anajaribu kuweka out her views about the ferry in nini hapo ferry zinavuka to Nicole. Yeah, and she was having an idea that ferries zinafaa zifungwe because ana maintenance itasumbua. Na for Kenya to prevent, ama county government of Mombasa to prevent another 1994 incident, tufunge hiyo ferry, tutumie barabara. And watu walikuwa wanamsupport kwa social media. I don't know, I'm not stamtaje, but akona numbers, a very good number, anakaka influencer. What do you guys think? Should we live without ferry? Mombasa toka hivyo, what do you guys think?
Well, personally, I'm in support of the ferry. Do you know why I'm supporting ferry? Ferry it's a tourist attraction site. Like ferry will attract tourists. The fact that it's not a common thing. Like, kuna places the fact that we are closing your place. Kuna local tourists who come to Mombasa just to use ferry. So mtu anaweza toka, for example, hiyo culture ferry msaki akiwatch, maybe anaona from the reels that people are doing akiwa Nairobi ama akiwa Kisumu. It's a tourist destination site. So unaweza kama mtu Mombasa, nataka kupanda tu ferry, ni feel how ferry feels like. For example, me when I was coming to Mombasa for the first time, tulikuwa nataka to experience before going to the beach was ferry.
Crossing the ferry.
Yeah, I was crossing ferry. So crossing ferry means that kuna venye tunafinyilia tourist sector.
Okay, so before sasa to compare tourist sector na human health, human other people's lives. What do you prefer? Do you prefer tourist attraction ama people getting their life?
So life is more important, to be honest. But again, that's the mandate of the management of the ferry services. We should not be risking life. The recent incident will happen. Okay, that's not the recent incident. Incidents have happened.
Really.
A lot of incidents have happened in ferry. Mara unapata kuna vitu zimeanguka kwa gari, kwa maji. Alafu there was a time, though it wasn't on the headlines, I don't know if it's last year but one.
Yeah.
Kuna lori iliingia ndani ya maji, but it didn't sink inside.
How?
Iliingia like hapo tu unaona venye nini natoka. Nilipata tu hiyo lori ikiwa hapo kwa maji, not on the deep, not on the deep end. So ni kama, I think maybe I don't know what really happened, but still from what I think, I'm not really sure, but sidhani kai ilitoka from the ship, from the ferry, but nadhani kitu ili reverse ikitaka kutoka kwa ferry, maybe kwa maji.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago, around 2020.
Actually, hata kuna time there was a woman mwenye alitupa mtoto wake kwa maji hapo ferry.
Yeah, alitupa mtoto wake kwa maji.
Yeah. Never heard about the story. Alichukua mtoto akatupa tu kwa maji. It was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Kuna situation pia you find someone diving inside the water.
Accidentally?
No, not accidentally. Kwa najua. Alitupa tu.
You're diving nilisikia.
What do you mean diving?
Which is very, that is like this year.
Not this year, last year.
Ni last year.
Yeah, last year.
Alidive tu kwa maji.
But he swam to the nini. He was just doing it for fun. He swam to the
other side. Ooh, yeah.
Ali noticed Mozedai is not easy. Let me just save my life.
He swam to the shore. People are shocked though because it just rained and then.
But again, like we were saying, I think human life is much precious. So if the ferry services is take the mandate to make sure that everything happen, everything is safe, like everyone is safe. Hatufai kuwa in a system where we are providing the services, but those services inakuja at a cost of our own health and life. So I feel wanasemanga a ferry is supposed to be holding a capacity of, a certain capacity. So kama ferry for example inafaa kubeba like 400 people. I feel ferry inafaa kubeba that exact number. Tunagetingi the reason why tunagetingi the fact that some people are always in a hurry na hiyo time ferry iko. So kama asubuhi na inakuwa so common asubuhi na jioni. People are crossing kukuja kazi na watu wakirudi huko Likoni. So unapatanga people are rushing to kuingia kwa ferry. Na during hii process unapatanga saa zingine wanashinda the security. So unapatanga time kama hii people wanakuwa crowded kwa hizi ferries.
But let us just be honest. There's nothing put in place that counts 400 people. When you're boarding the ferry, the gate opens. People start running.
Exactly.
So there's nothing being put forward that it is stopping one pass. These are 10 people. These are 10. These are 10. It's up to 400. No, the gate opens until these people feel the ferry has enough people. Close those gates.
So they use common sense.
Do you feel like almost someone wanafunga tu because watu wameisha?
There's a time, kuna time when it's not peak hours and rush hours, wanafunga tu bila kujua kuna watu. But if you stayed in Likoni, if kushaishi Likoni at one point, there was always a jam hapo asubuhi sana. People crossing maybe up around 6, 7, 8. There's a lot of traffic.
There was a time I was coming from Diani at around 6
in the morning.
People are
in the morning.
People are
always, that place is always busy.
So wanaonanga tu, I don't know if there's a machine to measure weight hapo kwa operating in ferry, but I'm not really sure about that.
Adding to the fact that you said it is a tourist attraction, let us just be honest. Kenyans, okay, no, let me not put it as Kenyans. The people presiding in Mombasa are not ready for that long route.
Exactly.
Let us just be honest.
Exactly.
Let us decide now. The ferry has been put to a full standstill, a full stop. These people rushing, meaning they have to
go the long way.
They have to go the long route because that is a unazunguka. Unazunguka ocean.
Alafu, let me also cut it short. That long route is not convenient for traveling because kuna time nini ships ukuja Mombasa. Na ship ikikuja Mombasa, the route itasimamishwa. So hii period before ship ifike sijui how many distance away inafaa kufungwa. So kumbuka wewe if you in a rush ama you need to walk. So hiyo ni itafunguliwa for that time hadi hiyo time itapita.
And you do think that can affect because currently even the pin inafanywa sahi. So sidhani kama ita affect because sasa hivi ship ikipita watu nasimamishwa.
But your ferry.
No, we are talking about the people who normally, because we have so many people using the ferries. We even have cars using
Exactly.
the ferry.
Now
we are talking about people who are used to using the ferry, but then they're told the ferry is on a standstill. We are not moving the ferry for at least 10 years or so. Do you know adapting to that change, going all the way, will be really hard? People are not ready for that change.
Yeah, it might be hard, but they just have to adapt with it.
How are we going to let me ask? How we are going to that? Because we are talking from a perspective that si tunafikiria how watu wanatembea the peddlers.
This thing has been running.
Apart from peddlers, apart from those who walk on foot, we have those who use cars. Na ile floating bridge ilibuildiwa in Mombasa si ya magari.
The bridge ile.
Yeah, hiyo floating bridge si ya magari. It's only for those who are walking.
But we can build another one. What do you guys think?
Is Kenya ready for that?
We are ready. I feel we are ready. There's nothing we cannot do. Maybe.
Why do you think we're ready?
You as a person, you can be ready, but the government is not ready for extra expenses.
But if you
how many times before Cyrus? Hiyo situation ili happen in 2019. Hapo ndo walikuja na initiative they wanted to build the floating bridge, if I'm not wrong. Am I really correct? Baby Pendo thing.
Yeah.
Hapo ndio I think after that only.
Baby Pendo or
wait,
medium.
How did Baby Pendo is from Kisumu during the time for you're talking about
Miriam
and the child.
Baby Pendo is story 2017. Yeah. So the 2019 is start.
The mother and the child who sank.
Yeah,
because of reverse moving of the car.
So kumbuka your floating bridge si ya magari. So how will cars be commuting from the mainland to the island?
I feel we can just build another bridge. Yeah, for cars.
It is easy to say we can just build another bridge. Like I say, it is easy to open this bottle and drink it.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Building bridge.
It's like saying, do you know this bridge that leads to the mainland now? The bridge that leads to the mainland.
Yeah.
Let us just be honest. Before that bridge was built, trouble moving from the island to the mainland was very hard because they had to use the same ferry that they're now using on this other side was the one being used on this other side.
True, actually, that's true, really true.
But this bridge took time. It took time building. So you cannot put ferry on a standstill. Now we are building a bridge, ferries need to stop moving. Life needs to continue.
Do you know the thing why building that bridge is not easy? Need hizo ships inapita. That's the reason why. The ships, kumbuka, that's
passageway. Yeah, the
Nyali bridge is not that hard.
There's no ship to port this other side.
Because hakuna ships ina move across. There's no port inside. The main route ni ile wakienda Kilindini.
But kuna there's a country in Europe piko na bridge inafunguka.
I mean those are France.
That's Europe. Thank you. That is Europe.
You talked about Europe.
I don't think
we can
with the amount of times power is being lost in this country. And that thing is it uses power to open the road.
Actually, that's a really
let us just be honest. The government is not ready to put in place. It is not ready to put in place electrical roads. It is not. So, if it cannot fix the roads and the
potholes,
the pothole roads, it cannot fix the drainage. Who tells you it will now sit down and build an electrical road that can be opened when ships are going to the harbor?
Again, to add on Nicole's point, who told you that? Kama the main highway ya kwenda Kilifi ni Mwashini. Hawajamalizi up to date.
Thank you.
Like we expand. Sijui ni project ilianza lini. Up to now. How many years later?
Has been a lot. But I feel government is responding in an agency ya kitu.
Agency, if there was an agency in 2019 when the incidents happened, that was the time when there was an agency.
Let us just be serious. Apart from the 2019 incident, do you know that road being built on the mainland? It is very urgent. Do you know the amount of traffic that is on that road?
Exactly.
You know because you live on those sides. And then the road hasn't even reached lights. The road hasn't reached lights. And the reason why we still have consistency of jams on that side is because this road that is supposed to be passing on top for cars to easily move is stuck somewhere in Bamburi. Somewhere all the way when you reach Shanzu, I don't think it's even reached Shanzu yet.
Iko Shanzu, but it's still on Mwambao. Yeah, Shanzu ni Mwambao bado.
And now you expect them to stop something they're not even continuing building to come and start building something that they won't finish.
It's not cheap actually building
It is not.
It's not cheap building.
And they're not ready. They're not ready for more fund spending. So it is either one, it will take more money than it will take to maintain a ferry.
Exactly.
Maintain the ferry, because if you maintain this ferry, you will not have to use that much money that you're going to use in building this bridge, that this electrical, let me just pinpoint, electrical bridge that opens when the ships are coming inside. You will not need that amount of. The only way you can get through to this is if you maintain the ships. That's all.
So yeah, maybe if you guys have a point actually, because hata tukijaribu kuangalia another aspect hapo, a lot of people are employed up. How tunauzanga vitu hapo na hoka hapo. Yeah, it does make sense. But now tukiangalia about how can the government or the management try to reduce the number of casualties? Because that place usidanganyane, it's really vulnerable for terrorist attacks, usidanganyane.
No, that's the problem. Now, hapo ndo tunasemanga our lives depend on God.
Seriously?
Actually,
the checkpoints are really, actually, I'm really sorry to say this, but the checkpoints really
They're
are.
not
they're not checkpoints, to be honest.
Pale tunazingati tuna bomb.
Yeah, they're not
checkpoints. It opens.
Now that's the problem with ferry. The only place when wako serious now ni watu wa gari, because out wanalipa.
Yeah, true.
Out ndo wako nao serious, but out raia wa kawaida. Trust me, how many times nisha cross ferry bila kuchekiwa? And I'm carrying a bag.
The machine hazifanya.
Haziwork. They don't work. They don't make it. That's what tunasema, the management inafaa kukuja nayo Dex. Inafaa kuwa na very good management system where everything is maintained na kila kitu na work flawless.
Situ kwa Mombasa, yeah? Tuko na engineers too, yeah? Wakati the governor at least afanye kitu vijana wapate kazi, wa maintain tu kutengeneza vitu. Kijana comrade umpe tu bana, every month uko nakula tu tao. Make sure kitu inafanya tu kazi. Because they don't work.
Do they really trust your skills?
Hapo ndo sema they don't now trust your skills.
They really trust the skills that you're giving in the school.
You cannot teach. Always nifunza kwako, but you don't trust me again.
Ndio same way barabara za Kenya zikijengwa, who are the contractors?
Chinese.
Don't we have civil engineers in Kenya?
We do have.
Kenyans can put bombs ready to explode when the president passes.
A civil engineer mesoma for how long?
Roughly 5 years.
5 years. That's a Bachelor of Science,
yeah.
5 years. You want to tell me that if 5 years nimetoka with my experience huko nje still can't be given a program like siwezi pewa barabara nijenge?
Hapana.
I mean,
lakini
are you a Chinese?
So you are Chinese. You have to be a Chinese to be given a nini. Yeah, well, they can.
So what should the government of Mombasa and the management do to improve on the security
Hapo kwa
of Nyali, of not Nyali ferry? What do you guys think? Because pala ile check up inakuwa mbaya sana.
Yeah, they need security checkups. And then to maintain also the balance of this same ferry. There's kuna kwanga na hizi, if you ukipandanga bus, there's usually a weighing scale where the bus passes through a weighing scale to see if it is heavy.
And everybody
I feel like on the bridge, not the bridge, sorry, ferry, inside the ferry, there should be a weighing scale. The one that is now built to test the weight of the ferry. So if it is supposed to carry like 100 kgs, the moment it hits 100 kgs, there's a siren or a message, or there's something to the person like stop.
Like and actually that's a very good idea. To add on that, I think in effect we displayed somewhere that everyone can see it. Because ukika kwa captain's room pale ukiambia mtu bana tushafika 100 kg atakata bana nitakuingia. But if they see that thing there and there's a siren, people really fear for their lives.
There was a clip I was watching. If I get the clip I'll attach to this video. You need clip, the ferry imejaa to capacity, man. You can literally see our say hawana space ya kuingia, but security bado imeachilia wasa wanaingia kwa ferry. It's full to capacity.
When was that?
Like ni clip.
Haiko hapo Mombasa?
Ni hapa si tuko Mombasa, kwani kuna ferry nyingine?
Kama unasema Tanzania?
No. I'm just talking about this same ferry. How hii ferry yetu tu hapa.
Na imejaa like literally.
Imejaa, but security na I feel kazi ya security pale ferry mostly ni kufungulia watu mlango. Not in a bad way.
And to check the cars.
Human life.
Are you guys saying tell me that nikiingia kwa sekta ya magari there's a high chance naweza fika the next stopover kuliko nikiingia place watu wengine wanaingia?
What do you mean?
I mean like the cars zinakuwa checked, sio? Which means niko na high chances za kufika the other side alive kuliko nikiingia place there kwa because mnasema hao tu checked.
Not really, but you're most likely not to be bombed. Because both of them can sink. God forbid, but both of them can sink.
Okay.
But you're most likely to be bombed, gunshots, those many things on the side that people come in than on the side that cars use. Because I've noticed these days cars are using a different ferry.
It depends on the situation. Kama there's a
But nowadays
they
have changed.
They use a separate cars. Vehicles use a separate ferry.
Yesterday tulicross ferry. Tulikuwa na magari kwa same ferry if you remember.
Those are the stubborn ones.
No. Ilikuwa tu magari tu imefunguliwa tukiongea. You remember us talking about history ya siku hizi wakiingia kwa gari lazima utoe locks.
Then hiyo ni kuna kwambia unaona hiyo ferry ni ile ferry ndogo.
Utoe locks.
Because hapo katikati haina seats. Hiyo ferry ya kubeba magari.
You have to lazima upande juu ndo ukae. Or you can stand. I remember nimeipanda the one that has cars.
They do carry.
But I feel most likely the big ones that carry people, they hardly have cars. They have maybe 1 to 2.
I think,
but not that much.
I think personally what I think nadhani people na rush hours when there's rush hour
wengi
they don't share.
Actually have a point.
But your time watu wako
wako few.
When there are few people,
and sometimes we just have 2 ferries tu hapo.
Hapo kuna time ferries na operate mbili. I think hapo unaweza tumia moja tu.
Actually,
watasema sharing is caring during that time.
Actually. Lakini
but let us just be honest. The people in Mombasa are not ready for that. The government is not ready.
I feel
to lock the ferries. Not
Sharif Abdul Swamad is ready for that.
He is ready.
If she can manage, it's a she, right?
No, the government is a he.
Okay. If this specific person,
the governor is
you're talking about the government.
I'm talking about this.
The governors.
Yeah, the governor. The governor I know is not a she. I was also talking about this the content creator.
Oh yeah, I know you talk about the lady who's complaining.
Yeah, I was talking about the content creator, not the governor. If this content creator, if she can, let me say, build this road within a week, we will gladly, proudly, happily shut down the ferry.
But I love the work that the content creators are doing. They're sanitizing everyone. Like they're sanitizing things. So at least you know what's happening. So it's creating awareness of what's happening. Because tukiendelea tu kukaa hapo, it's ignorance. Because the government, one of the most ignorant sector in the government, because the government always ignores a lot of things. When they were supposed to be, when change is supposed to be there, they ignore it unless you push them to the rim. Because that's not the priority, to be honest. For example, if you can remember the story of finance bill, if the Gen Zs are on the push to the limit, nothing would have happened. If finance bill ingepitwa, kumbuka when people were fighting hapa nje ya parliament, the MPs walikuwa naipass kwa parliament, and it was passed. So if you don't push the government, I say government is so ignorant, to be honest. Let me just use that word, because you'll have to push them to the limit, though, wafanye kitu.
She actually made a good point when she was saying that, like, it needs to be maintained, because the shutdown of this thing will be impossible. It will be near to impossible. Let me say it will be near to impossible. But maintenance can be done. The thing I like about what she said is she put it out there that these things are not okay. They do not look right. The government is supposed to stand up. The government of Mombasa is supposed to stand and tell the Kenyan government that this thing needs maintenance. You're giving me money to build roads, but remember we still have something that is being used as a means of transport. So it needs to be maintained. So what I like about what she said was that she's putting it out there that these things do not look okay. And if if we don't watch out, we are going to have a repeat of that same incident back then.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about what will happen to one of the ferries katatu kukimbia mkiwa katikati ya maji alafu
the news complained that iliwapelea kitu kai mko katikati ya maji then imekataa kusonga.
Na kwa a lot of fantasies alafu your time ship kuja alafu your time ship in approach.
Sasa pia kuna
the ship it will have to stop.
Yeah, so roughly, but
they would have communicated, or the person driving the ship obviously would have seen ahead there's a ferry stuck here, so it's going to cause a lot of slowdowns because this ship, if it is using
that route, because that's the route,
it's using this specific route, and then in the middle of the lake some ferry is stuck, and then it is as big as that ferry now. It can't go to the right, it can't go to the left. It will have to stop until this ferry is moved.
Mm-hmm. Do we have good emergency responsive teams up of it?
No, okay, that is what I was asking you guys. Do you feel them?
We're still not sure. Let's just be honest. We're still not sure about that.
We've never witnessed that.
As a whole.
Because if we had some responsive, let us just be honest. When it's Miriam. When Miriam, when her car accidentally went reverse, if we had a responsive team,
it wouldn't have ended the way it ended.
It wouldn't have ended like
a
whole. Was it a whole like
almost a week?
It was a whole week. It was almost 2 weeks.
It was almost 2 weeks.
That was so crazy.
We wouldn't have ended up having 2 weeks searching. Just searching.
So crazy.
Honestly speaking, because if it was responding quickly, the moment people had seen it going down, they would have already been a boat somewhere. They would have a responsive team, because I feel like these people need to be on standby.
But do you think that was 2019? We're in 2026, so now how many years?
I don't think it has still been made, because if it was like that, trust me, this person who dived and swam to the other side
would have been caught.
They would have caught this guy. Let us just be honest. If it was a responsive team, they would have caught this guy.
So you feel this? No,
because this is madness. You don't just jump. Okay, let's say you wanted to kill yourself. Okay, and then you remembered, the life is too sweet, and then you're now swimming to the other side, or you just jump for the sake of.
That is attempted suicide.
On the other side, whichever side he swam to, he would have been arrested at that point.
Exactly.
But alifika the other side, akaenda mali anaenda.
I mean, trying to commit suicide.
Akaenda mali
Not
anaenda.
attempt murder.
But if there was a responsive team, there would have been people ready. And I feel like the government needs to work on that. Not only the checkpoints and the security. They need to work on the way at beach sazengine, or let me say swimming, they're like savers. Always on standby.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They're not inside waiting for something to happen. They're always on standby. They're ready.
I don't know.
They're ready for this. Yeah, lifesavers are there.
Beach.
Not faith.
We're
talking about the beach.
Divers are always there.
Yeah.
But do you think they're there because of the government?
Not that we cannot know. But let us just look at it
They are
from this
always
point
there.
of view.
Yeah.
If you look at swimming, the normal swimming pools, they have lifesavers. I feel like the government needs to put a standby for this thing. This thing needs to also be a job. People who are there, because anything can happen at any time. Because the ferry can be maintained, yes, but something can happen. Death is everywhere. It's most likely, something is most likely to happen. Not today, not tomorrow, but one day it will. So this thing needs to be a job. Like security is a job. It needs to be a job. These people need to be on standby. They need to be ready.
But I think they're there. I think there are 2 people employed for that. But again, this is Kenya. I mean, this is Africa at the end of the day.
I don't think in Kenya there are people employed for that.
I think they are.
We'll have the guy here to be what's up.
Let us just be, I don't think so.
There are things that
until he comes proves me that shows me there's evidence that there are people out here ready for this thing. I don't think they are.
100%.
They are no.
When you host him, lazima
maybe mtu ajitolee, mtu aseme kuna mtu pale aenda swim aenda nini, but emergency boats, this only happens when the ferry is stuck in the middle, and it doesn't happen immediately. They have to be called. Come pull the ferry.
Why you people
saving boats are out there taking people one by one outside of the ferry so the ferry can be pulled. It does not happen immediately. You can stay in that ferry for 2 to 3 hours waiting for boats.
Ooh.
So let us just be honest, they are not there.
Yo, it's really crazy.
So our life need to be saved. So
we are depending on God.
So okay, we are surviving God's grace.
Pray.
Yes, grace. But again, as much as we're surviving on His grace, I mean, human need to intervene. The government need to intervene. Tunasema we need to be having proper security checks hapo kwa the main entrance za kuingia ferry. Venye mapolisi wamesimama. I mean, there are police there, but police wanakwanga let's just speak the truth. Those police wako ferry ni collect price.
Wanakwanga mostly aside ya magari.
Exactly.
You've never noticed hii place yenye people run, once they open the gate, they're on this other side. You guys finish going.
Hiyo side yenye na polisi wana ma watchmen, so to say that security officers.
Yeah,
I mean, ndio maana wanasema mapolisi wako wale na collect bribes, because what they do ni collect bribes ama kwa magari.
I don't believe they are collecting bribes.
and I feel like
they are collecting bribes.
I don't believe
they do.
Mimi pia kwa gari, they're just always taking the cars and letting guys.
Huyo
they do.
Huyo ni mwenye alishapiga trip ya kwanza.
Let me just tell you on an honest level, because there's so many. Okay, there are people who are driving cars, not only in Mombasa, in Kenya, people who know how to drive cars with no driver's license.
Exactly.
And you know, when you're passing the ferry, you need to have a driver's license.
Like you have to show it.
You need to have it. Yes, you are going to show your papers because you're going there. You need to see your papers and everything, and we do a checkup, and then you can go.
So police wako ferry are largely collecting bribes.
Most likely.
You're doubting that?
Most likely. You want to be a police now?
You want to be a police because they're collecting.
Most likely.
Alafu na hao wanakuanga kwa side ya matatu pia.
Side ya matatu.
Si huko juu.
Oh, actually, hapo ferry.
Si unajua kuna place matatu za kufika. Alafu
kuna roundabout.
Kama jana usiku ifika Kivema. Jana usiku tulikuwa kuna magari zilikuwa tunachukua wapi?
Hapo karibu na ferry hapo ndani.
Na it's not allowed. Magari zinafaa kuchukuliwa huko kwa stage. So tell me how hizo magari zilifika hapo. If it's legal.
Bribe.
It's bribe at the end of the day. It's nikupigania like upate uende trip yako. Hata nitoe tu 50. I mean niende trip yangu nirudi. It's just 50 bob. At the end of the day it's bribe. That's corruption. You're blaming about safety. So system, I feel systems zenye ziko hapo zote need to work. Hakuna system inafaa kufail. The government inafaa kuwa strict on everything happening around, plus the bribes. I'm not in support of any bribes. I don't support any bribes because we want to kill corruption in Kenya. Tunasemanga the government is corrupt, but never it starts with us right hapa chini.
The bribing will be hard, but it will be a start. Okay, let's just say the bribing will be hard to stop.
It's hard to stop.
People take bribes. Okay, these days people do it live like
and it's not.
These days
not live. What kill? Just be kill with how people take bribes. Big kill.
But let's know, we are speaking on an honest level. Just because they think they're hiding does not mean you're not keen enough to see. Not these police who take bribes on the road, right?
Yeah.
The matatu comes and stops, and the guy, the manamba, I don't know the English term. Puts his head outside, and then he's like, is that really hiding?
Me, I'm so keen. Let me tell you. Life. Yeah, Mimi, you know I'm so keen because the project in one of our in school, we're going about a lot of corruption happened. Like when I was dealing with the police sector. So when I was conducting the research, we come to notice that bribes, hizi napewa ni na wanapea polisi hizi bribes ndio wanakwenda gari siku hizi. If you're keen to notice that, wanapeana bribe kwa polisi. So manamba anapea huyu mtu amekaa hapa mbele pesa, alafu huyu ndo anai hand over to the police.
What matatus are you climbing? Because let us just be honest. For me, all the matatus I have boarded, genuinely, it is the Manamba who gives out.
Is there your name?
Leave alone Mombasa. Now leave alone Mombasa. In Kisumu,
this is a new trend.
In Kisumu, going to Siaya, now the Siaya Bondo Road, now going to that side. These public means of transport. It is same people who give them. And they know each other.
Do you know why? Squeezy, they attack to me and because they don't know who is seeing.
What does mean the conductors?
People are not scared out here.
Squeeze out to me conductors. I mean, some of them are not using conductors. Who are you? Mshikilie definitely go up. Ndio. Tena akishara tu mkono iko nje. Anachukua.
People are not scared. Corruption is everywhere.
I've ever thought about siku moja polisi achukue bread because they don't see hawafunguangi waone kitu kwa hapo. What if siku moja tu wapewe papers tu?
I feel the same. Unajua pesa mara nyingi unajua text ya pesa.
I mean wanachukua tu wakiingia.
Unajua text ya pesa. Hata kuja
watafuata because ni watu wanajuana.
Exactly.
Remember nini end place ya matatu zote. Achana na kwenda huku tao. Ya kurudi mainland ni Bamburi mwisho.
Kuna za kwenda.
Achana sana za Mtwapa. Hizi zingine zenye zifiki Mtwapa, zifiki Kilifi, zifiki wapi. End goal ni pale Bamburi mwisho. Na wanajuana. Wanajuana. Nani anaweza kuambia mwenye alikuwa na hii gari asubuhi ni nani? Na ako hapa na hapa anangoja hii gari. There's no way you can hide. The first time I came to Mombasa, my cousin had dropped up her wallet. Do you know we stood somewhere? The car went and came and gave us the wallet there. We checked everything there was there, and then they went. That's how you know these people know each other. They know each other.
Wow. That is so crazy. You just gonna do anything about you bribes about Mombasa.
It's so common. Big
deal. That's you want actual. So
you know bribes.
But the government needs to tighten.
You never seen after
hey. Time actually what time I was in lights. What do you know? I was in lights. Na ndiona roughly like 15 to 20 police officers wako hapo lights. I was like, mbona tu wote wako hapa sahi? Na ni June. I was like,
that's during NTSA.
Why do you think?
No, June 6.
Why do you think
that's during NTSA?
Why do you think NTSA wako Mombasa there no matatus?
There are no matatus on the road. That is NTSA. NTSA will have at least 15.
You'll have to pay the fine
15 people. 15 police officers everywhere. And they know the routes. That's why they have to put like the matatu drivers on a kanga gari on full stop. Like yo wiki utapata gari.
Because most of them are on insurance. Most of the drivers are on driving licenses. Most of them. The cars are not in good maintained. The cars are not well maintained. So they are road and all the vehicles.
Mombasa, what?
But style up on the ferry.
Style up on the ferry.
So the ferry.
You guys need to maintain the ferry because our lives matter more.
Our lives depend on the ferries.
So, but according to you watching us, what do you think about the ferry? Tumeongelea the ferry, tumeongelea about the bribes zinaendelea lights na ferry.
We will revisit
so we are
the bribe and corruption.
But our next episode.
Our next episode is about that actually.
Yeah.
So maybe you will tell us what do you think? Ushare hapo encounter na polisi. What are you going to do about hapo bribe ferry? What do you feel about ferry? Are you for my idea? As we have the ferry to jaribu kutengeneza barabara tuvuke ile upande kile. Otherwise, it has been a nice episode, so lovely, so joyous. I like the experience. I talk to my people here. Till next time, we are Mwambao.